Greetings, and give me 1 second. I was trying to get my other camera to work, and I found out that I'll probably have to schedule with that piece of equipment so that way it will let me. Okay, here I am. So it will let me use the equipment that I would like. I need to. Oh my goodness, it's warm, huh? Okay. Just gonna undo that right there. Okay. Hi. All right. Oh, yay. Hi. How are you? How are you doing, Sean? Oh, it's good to see you guys. Great. Okay. So I thought today I'd go ahead and maybe we could practice together, right? And so, yes, I am. I'm very well. I'm really doing great. I'm very happy. And then a lot of really good things are happening. There's so many great things that are happening and coming up that we're going to be a part of and that we're already a part of. And so it's a lot of fun. We've been doing readings with strangers, and readings with strangers is where we go out and we're scheduling them because like it's starting to get a little busy, but it's really cool. We go and we provide like a free reading, about 15-20 minutes. And it's to people we don't know. That's the deal, right? That we've never met. And we're going different places. So we go to different parks, we go to different places. It's really kind of cool. We've been to the beach, we've been down to like different places as far as like parks, and we went to Home Depot once, but we're having a good time. And we're learning like what the public has like for their level of comfort, right? Because we're creating this interaction that's probably a little foreign to a lot of people. And we're not trying to normalize it, but we are trying to allow it to be. I don't know what it was. We are allowing it, we're trying to allow it to be present in the conversation so that way everybody feels comfortable, because like we're getting into this psyche, that part of the psyche, to where like we're beginning to be more intuitive. And the idea is to allow yourself to be intuitive but with ethics, right? And so rather than like oh, it was okay, never mind. It was the fan and my hair on my arm. How funny. Anyway, oh, it's a hair on my arm. I see it now. Anyway, so today what I'd like to do is I want to do kind of a clearing first, okay? So the first thing that we could do is we could begin to think about you personally. Just start thinking about you personally, like your body, your mind, your emotions. You don't have to name anything. Just keep thinking about you personally. Think about your mind, think about your heart, think about your body, and keep relaxing and bringing your energy and your focus back to you. And I want you to feel a sense of weightedness, to where you're creating that, to where you're creating an embodiment of the weight of your energy, okay? And you're housing it in your body. You're embodying your spirit and your mind. See how it starts to slow down? Because the physical, the denser aspect, the physical sense is a slower, lower vibration. The emotional body, the spiritual body moves between two worlds, right? And it is in between like the thought world. Okay. So the thought world's really fast because it doesn't have a house. It just has consciousness. That's its house. So it's everywhere all at once. You have something that flows through us to give us frequency and signal. And then you also have your physical reading of what that signal is. So we're deciphering 3 levels constantly, but think about how much you think about all day long. And so that's really what you're doing. You're just disseminating frequency information to decide what it means or feels like to you, or what you think about or reason it to be. And it is our creation because it's our experience, and we're describing our experience to ourselves. And as we describe our experience to ourselves, even if it is of another individual, we're programming ourselves to whatever vibration or frequency the words are creating as far as meaning to us, the feeling. Okay. All right. That's better. So we're clearing throat chakra. I could feel it like right when we started. And so we're going to allow it to just kind of keep leaving. All right. And we could give the field a command. All right. I find this very powerful. When I pull my energy back to myself or into myself or whatever, I become focused on me and my experience and my presence, being mindful of my breath, being mindful of my thoughts, my emotional body, my spirit, my feelings, right? My sensory awareness, that's my intuition. Okay. And just allowing everything to have its presence and be with me like right now and right now and right now and right now. I can relax into it. Now I can tell my nervous system that I want it to start to relax in my head, right? Relax in my neck, relax in my shoulders, to let go of all the signals just for right now, right? Let go of the back, the chest. There you go. Your torso, your hips, your legs, and just kind of like you're sloughing off the psychic debris that you don't need anymore. Okay? You don't need the extra signals now because you're not trying to find anything out. Now you're present. So you bring yourself to presence. Okay. And you'll find that maybe this part is gone now. The reason this part's gone, I am interpreting, is because there was a story that was stuck there, but it wasn't really the individual story. And those stories are hard to tell, but also dislodge. So most of it is a feeling, thought combination, and that can secure two of the three bodies of how your energy is working. So it could be maybe in your body you're feeling it, and maybe in your mind you're thinking it. And so now that's enough to inspire you into a feeling that engages all three bodies and puts you into motion, inspired action, if you will. Okay. From impressions that we receive in our sensory awareness, impressions. And you can feel with your mind if you practice. You can feel consciousness. And how I practice it, the minute I did that, because we brought ourselves into an entrainment. So the minute that I moved our consciousness toward another experience, we all move simultaneously. And now you'll begin a new interpretation. We'll call it subject matter, but it's vibration. Okay. It's another way to recognize it. Vibration is another way to recognize it because all of the terminology that we use is applicable. And so you look for how it best describes to you something that you can combine a feeling, thought, and embodiment of. And then that allows that presence to take place in your experience. Okay. All right. Right now, I was very joyful because the words just came and I forgot that I'm a channel, a natural channel. And I've been MIA recently. And I appreciate my audience for being so kind and loving and supportive anyway. I closed BOTI Studios, the physical aspect, and I've been transitioning that, but I've also been like processing deeply my inner world, right? And I'm ready to show up now again, which is really cool, and I feel empowered, and I've learned quite a bit. So I've learned a simpler language so that we can connect more readily, and the ease we can bring because we're thinking of what ease feels like to us. We're feeling ease and thinking about what it means to us. So it creates that loop and that vibration that you can manipulate into where it is that you would like to be. The idea, okay, is that when you don't feel pressed or oppressed or put upon, and you feel open and willing to allow more perception of how to tell the story that you're experiencing. You can literally open the gates of energy that you're holding yourself away from in your field simply through that intention. Okay? Now that we're here, we're in a very interesting space. Okay? This is where we can execute with curiosity, or we can stay in that meditative space and move into a vibration of our choosing, an emotional connection to whatever it is that we would like. So I love to use the word beauty. Beauty has so much connotation. In some beliefs on the earth, beauty is a force of nature. I like that. I like that a lot. That resonates very deeply with me. I'm a Taurus, so of course it would. And so I would like to kind of tap into Venus is showing up, so is Lilith. So the goddesses are coming in right now. They're very happy. They're very happy and joyful. It looks like they're like dancing, like there's some kind of celebration that they're doing. It must be the eclipse gates. Yeah, so they're doing like celebrations for the eclipse gates. I can see that. And it's really nice to witness that in spirit, and I appreciate that. That lets me know that we're invited to the circle. So as we're invited to the circle, we're bringing, anytime you come to a full moon, okay, especially from a new moon, you're going to notice the moon if you pay attention, right? And so the moon may start at its darkest point, and this time it was a solar eclipse, and at its darkest moment, it covered the light, all right? Even though there was light around it, okay? All right. This time, the sun will move in front of the full moon, okay? Or well, the anyway, there'll be another eclipse, but this will be a solar eclipse, okay? Wait, a lunar eclipse to where the moon gets covered, all right? And that's how this gate worked. And it was a 2-week gate, which is really kind of cool, all right? And it's been very fiery, but moving like water, okay? See how we added everything just for information into the field. So what it did was it gave our minds and our hearts something to kind of connect to. Not exactly what I said, but something in that tone, something in that vibe. And so you're connecting in the way that you feel comfortable right now through your synapse, obviously. And the idea, okay, is to think about beauty. What does beauty signify to you or mean to you? Or how do you see its movement? Where can you see beauty? For me right now, I'm looking out the sliding glass door, and it's so beautiful, and there's a gentle wind, a gentle breeze, and there's treetops, and there's also this beautiful hedge, and it's just waving like this, and there's a little mountain in back of it, and the sky is relatively blue with wisps of clouds that are probably blown out chemtrails. Anyway, so it's really pretty. And so the aesthetic is something that's speaking to my gratitude right now, my gratitude that maybe the breath that I'm taking, the beauty of the breath that I'm taking, the beauty of the breath that's being given to me in an opportunity to receive. Allowing myself to connect more readily to that which I have asked to experience. The beauty of my inner world. Somebody's doing some shadow work, huh? Okay. The beauty of my inner world. Okay. The beauty of my inner world. I can live on the raft in this sea of chaos. I am equipped. I know how to survive myself. Everything seems to continue to work out for me every single time. Maybe not in the way that I thought, yet it works out. So, in essence, everything is always working out for me. The beauty of the situation, the beauty of the breeze, the beauty of my emotion, the beauty of my mind, the beauty of the interactions that I experience, the beauty of the small movements that I have in my body that bring me great joy as I sense the energy, as I become one with the beauty of nature and know it is relative. And I continue to tell myself this beauty, and I allow myself to let go of all else so I can be present with beauty. I am that beauty. I am that ease. I am that relaxation. I am that reset. I am that rejuvenation, that refresher, that revitalization. We're going to transmute some psychic debris into little white butterflies of unconditional love, source energy. Go through your body, if you will. All right. What I mean by that is to start like in your crown and kind of, does it feel like it's really bright? If not, put a light in it, make it super bright. How about your third eye? Is it really bright? Then put a light in it and make it very bright. Do the same with your throat and your audience chakras, your heart chakra, until you're beaming light, your solar plexus, your sacral, your root, your earth chakra. And don't forget to turn on your star seed. There you go. And now just make it really boom and expand. The buildup from the new moon to the full moon is the ask. So at first, it starts out like a push energy, a masculine energy, because you're asking to do something. You want the universe to do something, to act on your behalf. And as the moon grows, it represents how you're feeling about this ask. And as it begins to wax, it's called a waxing. Okay, so as it's in its waxing composite, first it'll be a crescent, so you'll see a sliver. That's supposed to be hope. All right. And then when you move into the quarter moon, it's supposed to be possibility. It should move into possibility in that moment. Half moon, faith or friction, baby. That's where we're at. The waxing gibbous, probability. And then you start to look during that whole 2-week period for evidence of how it's showing up. Whatever you asked for, you've already started to take intuitive and instinctual action toward. Okay? And so when you look at what evidence is born from what actions you're taking through the inspiration of your ask, it starts to build momentum, deep momentum toward what it is that you would like to experience. Okay? This is an everyday, all day thing for me. I do this often because I need to. I lost myself for a while and I got I got into the 3D world really bad, but that's good. I needed to be there because I'm a realist as well. I got plugged into some community and I'm able to go ahead, yes, Right? I felt you. I knew it was you. Yes, because we're learning how we can be of service to others without being a doormat. And that's big because we still want to retain our value to ourselves because we have done that inner work. So, because we have done that inner work, allowing ourselves to be seen is like the next indication, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm very excited. So by the time the full moon comes, its representation is showing you fully what has shown up. Okay. And so you accept wherever your ask is in that moment. Radically accept it. Because you've already noticed how it's showing up, and you're changing it and tweaking it all along the way. So it's not going to be how you asked originally for it anyway. It's just not going to do that. That's the beauty of it, the nuance, because you're nuancing things like this. Just whoo, you're moving energy. You're making the energy have sensation, and you want it to be open and receive impression, right? Because you're that connected. You're exactly that connected. We're all that connected. We're relative to one another. So it's like, we're all relative and we have different interpretations, or we say different interpretations, right, of our experience. It's our perception, obviously, and there are ways that we can be of service to others and still retain who we are. And at times like now, with how the physical world is behaving and what is actually happening, I feel compelled to be of service in that way, somehow, some way, and looking for ways to stay true to myself. And so that's what I'm doing. And when you do that, a lot of times things move for you in a way to where you feel not as afraid. You feel more a part of. And it could be simple things. And you can figure out what those are. There's so many different ways to allow yourself to shift into your empowerment. When we're experiencing the world as it is, we're experiencing an awful lot of perceived powerlessness and perceived unmanageability. And if we continue to look in that direction, it will become so, more so than what we're perceiving right now. If we perceive it as it is, then that's what it is. And we can say that's all it can be. If we continue to build energy into it, it will continue to build and create a bigger vibrational offering of possibility and move into probability. So whatever your focus is, that's what's bringing about your experience. If you have an underlying focus that you're not aware of, like a vibe that's like a little deeper, all right, then sit and give yourself space, all right, and know that you are processing, all right, and it's okay to take your time. It's always okay to take your time. It's not a get over it, it's a become okay with who you are in it. All right. That's kind of like, that's really how I believe it works. All right. So we're all settled into our beauty. We've learned to navigate what belongs to us and what doesn't belong to us, right? I feel like somebody has a lot of overthinking going on for themselves. And in that overthinking, maybe we allow it to like become consciousness, right? Better? Okay. And then we'll do the metaphysical clearing. Okay. So I like those. Okay. Oh, that feels better. All right. All spirit energy, go to the light, go to the light, go to the light. Oh, okay. Cool. Whew. Thank you, cosmic beings. All right. A little bit better. Excellent. Okay, well, I hope you guys have a great evening. It's been fun spending time with you. I appreciate and thank you deeply for this. And that for me is how I pull myself into a vibration that is easier, and it's more in observation of who I am in that moment. It isn't a setting aside, it comes into recognition so that I can see my behavior, so I can see where I need to deconstruct some programming that I've been given. And it allows me to observe my behavior that generates my actions. My behavior is stemmed in my belief system. My belief system is how I feel about food, what I think about people. All right, that's my belief system. That's how I practice my spirituality. That's how I flow my energetic spirit. Okay? All right. So if I slow it down and I allow myself to incorporate a more focused version of how I want to experience the BS, okay? I would really love to have a light heart and be supportive. So I want it to present itself. I want it to be easy. I want it to show me because I want to be aligned with what I offer and who is benefiting. I want people to benefit greatly. And I'm not looking for something over the top or anything. I would love to be a benefit to people in a great way. That's a better way to say it. So the idea for me is just to open that avenue. And as I open that avenue, that's who I am and that's how I get there. Whatever your ask is, whatever you want to experience in the future. Do you want to be known? Would you like to have more of, all right? It's a story that you're telling yourself that you don't have it already or you don't have access to it already. So how could you better talk to yourself about your experience without making it you know how sometimes people are like fake it till you make it, really that you're still pulling two vibrations, and it's okay for us to hold polarity because that's what we do. The idea is to have focus in that polarity because that will lean into the stronger driven version of whatever it is that you're going to experience. And usually the focus is a feeling of how you think that's going to be when you arrive. Okay. And all along the journey, you're fine tuning yourself to that feeling, that emotion, that generator that pushed you in that direction because you thought it was over there. All right. And during this journey, you start to let go of limitations that keep you away or separated from what you're asking for, which is a vibration that you already created from how you intended it in the first place. So you already are it. Relax. Relax. Okay. So, I hope that everybody is well and good. And I hope that you guys have great, great, great love in your life, that people just have a lot of kindness and consideration for you. And I hope that if you need support, it is provided to you. And I love you and have a great day.